I love shopping online at Temu. Most items are of decent quality and priced much lower than retail. People are raving about their portable folding washing machine. They have lots of kitchen equipment too. Often I find items that are helpful and which I didn't know I needed. Use my link to get 30% off your purchase. The link will be in the description box. Hello, True Crime Stories family. Welcome back. You should always respect your elders, but what happens if your doting grandma trades her knitting needles for switchblades and embarks on a late life of crime and villainy? It's not so far-fetched. A Japanese sexagenarian dressed like a ninja broke into hundreds of homes. Between 2009 and 2017, the police force of Osaka, Japan, was powerless to prevent a string of over 200 burglaries performed by a master thief. The elusive shadow managed to abscond with over 29 million yen, close to $27,000, in valuables, leaving nothing but murky video footage of a person cloaked in all black, moving over rooftops like a sleek cat. The thief's elusive nature became the stuff of legend, and people started calling him the Ninja of Heisei. And some people thought being robbed by him actually seemed kind of cool. After 8 years, the police finally caught a break and tracked the ninja. There they found that the shadow was not some young acrobat. His name is Mitsuaki Tanegawa. By the time his epic crime spree had ended, Tanegawa was 74. But Tanegawa remained an old-school ninja to the end, simply declaring when caught, "I am defeated." Hot damn, that's the most badass thing we've ever heard. Is there such a thing as grandpa trade-ins? A 79-year-old vandalized over 1,000 cars for the hell of it. In 2018, the O Calvaro neighborhood in the Spanish city of Vigo was hit by a wave of car vandalism. In that 1 year, over 1,000 cars were scratched, dented, and had their locks broken. But to the police's greatest shock, witnesses didn't describe a gang of teens, but they described an old man. The culprit behind the rampage was Jose Antonio Vazquez, a 79-year-old with obvious anger issues. Only a year prior, Vazquez had been sent to a mental health institute after attacking his neighbors, but was let go after 3 days when the doctors confirmed he was as mentally sane as the next nihilistic agent of chaos. Probably best to stay off his lawn. Vazquez was finally caught in January 2019 when he tried to break his record by vandalizing 120 cars in a single month. At first, a magistrate was planning on convicting him for 12 acts of car vandalism, but Vazquez is also facing countless civil complaints by car owners and the 3 people he beat up who confronted him during the rampage. A 73-year-old granny stole thousands of toys from charity. Virginia Kelly was the president of the Latino Foster Parents Association, who helped raise thousands of abandoned children and even fostered 4 of her own. She seemed like the sweetest old lady you would ever meet, or that's what she wanted you to believe. In 2003, police swept in and arrested the then 73-year-old for the serious crimes of grand larceny and embezzlement. What did she embezzle, you might wonder? Toys. Thousands of them. For years, Kelly had organized big collection drives for Toys for Tots, but instead of giving those toys to the needy, she sold them for cold, hard cash at various garage sales. A detail that earned her the criminal nickname, "Everything on that table is a dollar bandit." And we're not talking about a few missing teddy bears. When the police raided Kelly, they found over 11,000 toys hidden in 3 different locations. And those were just the ones she couldn't offload before the cops crumbled her empire. According to the police, Kelly had stolen over $200,000 worth of toys, the average yearly overhead of 17 Santa workshops. While the evidence was insurmountable, Kelly maintained her innocence. Her lawyer claimed she simply was too good at her job and collected more donations than she could give away. You know how kids are, always in such a hurry not to play with lots of toys. Fortunately, she was found guilty of grand theft for Hot Wheels and spent the rest of her life known as the Grinch she truly was. A rebellious 83-year-old stole a hospital ambulance and took it on a joyride. In 2017, 83-year-old Donald Winkler was taken to the Nassau University Medical Center in Long Island after complaining of heart problems. But Winkler was particularly dissatisfied about the care he was receiving, so he decided to check himself out of the hospital and into one of its ambulances. In need of a ride, Winkler wandered the parking lot at 1 a.m., where he found a running ambulance with the keys in the ignition. So he got in and drove himself home. The police managed to catch up with Winkler 3 miles from the hospital where he was chilling at a 7-Eleven. The rebel without a car freely admitted he had taken the ambulance and was escorted back for a psychiatric evaluation. As it turned out, Winkler had a history of disobeying rules. He often took his own car out for a spin despite his children expressly forbidding him to drive. Winkler was charged with second-degree larceny and was arraigned by the police in his hospital bed. A senior living complex devolved into a petty turf war. At the Carlisle condominium complex, the trouble all started when one elderly resident moved in with his 42-year-old wife. Maybe that's not cradle robbing, but it's certainly the garden section at Home Depot robbing. See, the condos have a 55 and over restriction, so the other seniors complained about the clear rule violation. But according to the disgruntled residents, instead of just talking things out like adults, the couple launched a 4-year campaign of petty terror that included removing all the doorknobs from the exercise room, throwing eggs and oil on the windshields of cars, and even exposing a salacious affair between 2 grandparents gone wild by writing explicit things on their front doors. The couple claimed that in retaliation, residents spray-painted the woman's car, hid under a blanket in the back seat, trying to take compromising pictures, and even shot a flare gun at her while driving. They also claimed they received a note on Christmas Day, referring them to a website explaining how to off yourself. In the end, the awesome feud devolved into boring old litigation, with an exasperated civil court judge accusing the elders of being like emotional children who have not yet learned the basic tenets of acting civilly towards each other, not senior citizens.